Your neighborhood is screwing you and you don't even know it. Did you know your postcode could be the reason you're broke? It's not your job, not your saving habits, and it's just the fact you're living in a neighborhood nobody gives a damn about. Because right now in Australia, where you live isn't just about lifestyle. It's a secret class system wrapped in cafe culture and school zones. Now before you guys scratch your head or scroll away and go, hey Q, what the heck are you talking about? In this video, I'll be breaking down why the biggest factor in your property's future isn't how well you renovated it, but actually which neighborhood it currently sits in. In this video, we'll be unpacking why good suburbs aren't more about vibes, but they're about embedded wealth. How government's gaslighting the outer suburbs into believing that change is coming, and the cold capitalist math behind the 20-minute neighborhood dream, and why millennials and Gen Zs are paying the price for being born in the wrong postal code at the moment. So right now, let's start off with how 80% of growth is location and the other 20% is simply wishful thinking. According to Eliza Owen, core logic analyst, she says 80% of property's performance is based on location. And I know what you guys are thinking, oh my god, I heard this before. But she's right, guys. You can tile your bathroom in gold, but if your suburb has no infrastructure, no culture, and no growth, you're polishing a turd. And meanwhile, Liberal MP Tim Wilson, he once said, quote, "Every Australian deserves a shot at the dream of home ownership, no matter where they live." And right now, guys, do you know what my take on Tim's opinion is? Tim, if you're watching this at the moment, tell that to the folks stuck in satellite suburbs, where the nearest bus comes every leap year. My take on this is, if your neighborhood isn't already rich or gentrifying, you're not buying into potential. And it's sad to say this, guys, you're buying into purgatory. But I know what you guys are thinking. Let's just say you still believe outer suburbs are still up and coming. Well, at least according to your buyer's agent or the so-called property coaches on TikTok and IG. But right now, let's talk about that fairy tale at the moment. So right now, guys, let's talk about the 20-minute neighborhood theory. If you haven't heard about the 20-minute neighborhood theory that most property agents use, or real estate agents or buyer's agents or property coaches, where they try to scam you into buying their courses.
Have you heard about the 20-minute neighbourhood?
Is there a fine? Is there a charge? Is this to do with if you go to work?
Thetford, probably not the ideal place for it.
You've not heard that phrase?
I've heard of it, but I've got not a clue what it is.
People in the town really have strong opinions and views on it.
I don't think there's any big conspiracy that are going to lock us in for 20 minutes or so.
Yes, I have been aware of that situation and I totally disagree with it.
Which is also used by planning departments who love to talk about the 20-minute neighborhood concept, where in their eyes everything is walkable and it sounds lovely, except for the fact only inner suburbs get that kind of love, guys. According to Dr. Marcus Spiller from SGS Economics, he says, quote, "To achieve true 20-minute neighborhoods in outer suburbs, you need to overhaul zoning, density, and transport funding." And let me translate that to English, guys. All it means is, it ain't happening anytime soon. My take on the 20-minute neighborhood concept, I'm saying to you guys at the moment, this isn't a policy goal. If anyone's trying to sell you a property and using this kind of 20-minute concept, let me tell you guys, this is just a marketing slogan to keep you dreaming while they find another tram line in the east.
The 20-minute neighbourhood is a new concept that could make sure you have everything you need, gyms, schools, and shops close enough to you without needing to hop in the car.
Because here's what I'm trying to tell you in this video, right? If you are buying a property with the promise of a 20-minute neighborhood, but it isn't there at the moment, and they're saying, oh yeah, it's coming, infrastructure, blah, 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 they're going to be built soon, don't buy it, don't believe it. It's just marketing slogan. Unless the property is actually within 20 minutes of these amenities that they talked about, yes, go and buy it. But don't fall for the, oh yeah, it'll be coming soon. Now, right now, this is the part where I talk about gentrification.
Gentrification is a process of changing the character and culture of a neighborhood through the arrival of more affluent residents and businesses. It is a transformation of a city neighborhood to a higher value.
And I'm telling you guys, gentrification, yes, is a fancy word, but it is an investment strategy you can't afford right now, guys. Especially for my first home buyers and first time investors. According to real estate economist Narita Conisby, she says, quote, "Suburbs undergoing gentrification are where we're seeing the highest capital growth at the moment." Like, yeah, no shit, Narita. Because here's my take on her comment, guys. By the time a suburb is gentrifying, I'm telling you guys, the prices have already soared. Because guys, you're not investing, you're arriving late to a party where the drinks are now $25. For example, take Footscray in Melbourne's west. It was once a working class suburb. It has undergone a significant gentrification over the last 5 years. And according to CoreLogic, the median house prices in Footscray increased by approximately 40% from 2019 to 2024. Similarly, in Sydney, Merrittville has seen substantial growth. CoreLogic data indicates that the median house prices in Merrittville rose by about 35% over the same period, and it's driven by its proximity to the city and its bougie cafe culture. And in contrast with this, let's look at St. Mary's in Western Sydney. While it has seen similar growth, the area still faces challenges. The median house prices in St. Mary's is approximately $968,000, and it currently has an annual capital growth by 12.85%. However, guys, the suburb's reliance on future infrastructure projects like the Western Sydney Airport means that much of its potential is speculative. And at the moment, public safety and crime perception, which is kind of heavy in St. Mary's at the moment, also weighs heavily on buyers' confidence, which again affects its annual capital growth. So my take, guys, is gentrification is a real estate Ponzi scheme. I said it. I'm telling you guys, the winners are the first wave. Whilst everyone else that's chasing gentrification or going into a gentrified suburb, you're the losers, guys. So right now, guys, when you think, oh my god, it can't get more worse, Q, I've done all the wrong things. I believe in the 20-minute neighborhood concept. I believe in gentrification. To add salt to your wound at the moment, let's talk about government promises. In this part of the video, I'll talk about infrastructure promises and how infrastructure promises are just political Tinder bios. Like, don't you agree with me, guys? Politicians love dangling infrastructure carrots. Oh, fast rail to Geelong, metro to Budgeries Creek. According to New South Wales Planning Minister Paul Scully, he recently said, quote, "We're committed to supporting growth areas with improved transport access." End quote. Yeah, sure, mate. Like right after you finish widening the road to the next developer's golf club. Like consider the case of Budgeries Creek in Western Sydney. Last I heard, it was announced for the site for the Western Sydney Airport, and the area has been the focus of numerous infrastructure promises. However, guys, as of 2024, many of these projects remain planning stages at the moment, and most of them have limited tangible progress. And for you Melbourne folks or Victorian folks that are watching this at the moment and following me at the moment, in Melbourne at the moment, the suburban rail loop, you know what I'm talking, right?
Residents in Melbourne's southeast are up in arms over the ongoing disruptions caused by the suburban rail loop project. They say their living conditions are untenable and they're being forced to find alternate accommodation over health and noise concerns.
Was touted as a game changer for outer suburbs. Yet at the moment, residents in areas like Cheltenham and Box Hill are still waiting for the construction to commence. And if you check their website, their timelines extending to 2030s. It won't be built in 2030. Oh my god. Meanwhile, guys, come back to New South Wales. Suburbs like Blacktown have been waiting for promised upgrades for years. I mean, guys, despite being a major hub in Western Sydney, Blacktown's infrastructure has been lagged. Like currently with residents facing overcrowded trains, limited public transport options, and the median property prices for a house in Blacktown is currently $1,052,000, with a capital growth of 10.16% according to CoreLogic RP data. And it makes you wonder, guys, is this type of growth just being fueled by speculative talk of so-called infrastructure upgrades? And will this growth hold? So this is my take, guys. Infrastructure announcements are like dating apps. You know what I'm talking about. You go on someone's Tinder, look at their bio. It sounds great, they look great, but rarely do they deliver. And most of the time, we all get catfished. So right now, guys, you're still thinking buying a cheap area is a good idea? Let me talk to you about the market fragmentation that we're facing at the moment. So in this part of the video, I'll be talking about how the fragmented market is a code for you're on your own, buddy. And you might be thinking, Q, what the hell are you talking about? Well, according to the Grattan Institute, to quote, the Australian housing market is becoming more segmented, with inequality in housing outcomes growing. Now let me translate this. That's academic speak for if you're not in, you're out, guys. Suburbs like Logan have seen median house prices rise by 50% over the past 5 years, while inner city areas have experienced more modest growth. Like let me talk about Adelaide at the moment. Right now, the northern suburbs, such as Elizabeth, have seen significant value increases, with CoreLogic reporting a 45% rise in median house prices from 2019 to 2024. However, guys, not all suburbs have shared the same growth. For instance, guys, back to Blacktown. Units in Blacktown have experienced a decline at the moment, with an annual capital growth of minus 4.59%. Now, this indicates that not all property types in the suburb will perform the same. And investors like you that are thinking about buying property need to do their own due diligence. And here's another bonus tip, guys. Don't just look about potential infrastructure or be convinced by the 20-minute neighborhood concept. Like, for example, let's take a look at Bankstown at the moment. I don't know whether you've heard, it's like national news at the moment, but in April 2025, like last month, a 45-year-old mother, T. Kim Chan, was abducted from her home and later found dead in a burnt-out car.
The devastated family of a Sydney mother kidnapped in front of her terrified children, then murdered, is tonight demanding justice.
Kim Tran was dragged from her Bankstown home at gunpoint. Her young son was seriously assaulted in a crime so brutal even seasoned police remain shocked.
Like, I don't know about you guys, but that is a horrific incident that police believe is linked to organized crime. And right now, there's many incidents that's happening in Bankstown and surrounding areas at the moment. And it's incidents like this that ripple through the community. And what I'm trying to say, guys, is that type of news is creating fear, it's tarnishing the suburbs image, and according to a lot of stats, it's driving a lot of families and buyers away. Like, from my experience, for example, as a mortgage broker in South Sydney that deals with a lot of clients that has bought in Bankstown, many of my clients have said the same thing about this news. Currently, Q, we just want out. We don't want to live there anymore. And who can blame them? When crime, gang violence, and drugs are part of the local news, all this stuff just tanks the capital growth in that area. So this is my take on this, guys. Don't be fooled by potential infrastructure upgrades. There's got to be a 20-minute neighborhood fantasy that will be around your suburb in the next 5 years. And even at the moment, if that suburb, for example, Bankstown, does have those two components, also consider the crime rate, the gang violence, the drugs that affects that suburb. And these are the main three things that the real estate agent, the buyer's agent, and the property coaches don't talk about, because they just want you to buy their course and buy the goddamn property they suggested to you. And in summary, guys, let me also roast myself. I keep saying this before in my past videos. I keep telling people, oh, just buy where you can afford. But guys, take that with a grain of salt. Because if you're buying in a low economic growth suburb and not really think about the due diligence that's involved here, that's kind of like economic quicksand, guys. Meanwhile, developers, politicians, and boomer investors are laughing. And while you do this and while you listen to me without applying your own due diligence, boomer investors like my clients at the moment are laughing their way to equity heaven funded by your dream of just getting a foot in. And meanwhile, the banks that I represent as a mortgage broker, they'll lend you the rope to hang yourself, only after then to repossess your house when interest rates climb further. So if you watched so far, here's the truth, guys. Your neighborhood isn't just where you live. It's your financial fate, guys. So for those that are watching this at the moment and want to play smart, I suggest two things. Either book a 50-minute strategy call with me or a 60-minute deep dive where I can go through your individual situation and tailorize a holistic game plan that suits you, rather than you watching some of my videos and apply my broad concepts like, oh, buy where you can afford right now, and blanket rule apply that to your property strategy. Even though I like you watching my content and following me, but to be honest, guys, that is a very silly thing to do, because every person is different and every person deserves a unique strategy. But all in all, guys, if you like this straightforward, blunt, no BS type of video, I suggest you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it to your mates who need more information like this. And until next time, I'll see you in the next couple of days for another episode of That Property Roast.